Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on some new beauty sponges that I purchased from Walmart. It is the Walmart brand called Equate. I picked up 3 of these packages of sponges and they were only $5 each. You do get 3 to 4 sponges in each pack and they had a total of 3. So I picked up all 3 of these. So these were on an end cap on a new display that had these sponges and new products from Hard Candy, which I believe are limited edition. I'm not 100% sure. But all the products from Hard Candy were color correcting. Basically, the whole display was for color correcting. So even these claim to be used for certain color correcting items. When I went back to Walmart today, which it's probably been a couple weeks since I purchased those initially, the end cap was gone. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't know, but let's go ahead and jump into these little beauty sponges. They look promising. They have different shapes, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, they're all different shapes. So I'm just really thrilled because they were only $5, and if they're good, then by all means, I would continue to repurchase these. All right, so let me just show you each one individually. They say made in the USA, factory certified, color correcting blender sponge set with vitamin E. So this one says perfect for correcting dullness, and these are latex free. So this is the first one right here. So on the back it says to apply foundation, tinted moisturizer, or cream blush, wet sponge until completely saturated and squeeze out excess water. Sponge will expand up to 30%. Dab sponge into product, then bounce, pressing lightly onto the skin. Use the pointed end to apply hard to reach places such as the under eye, around the nose and the lips. The small blenders are perfect for color correcting smaller eye areas and imperfections that can cause skin to appear dull. All right, so that was the first one there. The second one here is perfect for covering redness. I mean, you can use these for whatever you want, but they have little color correcting preferences on them. And then lastly is the one for dark spots and dark circles. So let's actually pull them out and see how they feel first. I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the one for covering redness. So the one for covering redness has this sponge here, which is nice because it has that flat end, but it also has the pointy end. So I think this would be good for pouncing on foundation, but you could also get in there for concealer. And then it has this little yellow one right here, has a semi-flat bottom. It's a little bit more tapered around the edges, and then it's nice and pointy. This would be good for concealer. They feel a little bit denser than I think I would like. Like here's my beauty blender. This one's much more squishy, and they're both dry. So this one is just like a flat surface. It's like the green one, but just a smaller version. So that was for the redness. Let's see how much these expand. I would say this one is the one that's softest of the 3. And then I have the one here for dark spots and dark circles. Comes with these 4. This one feels pretty squishy. And then it comes with these 2, like they're the same shape here. Kind of like the yellow one's, just a smaller version of those. These are pretty squishy. And then this tiny little one that looks like a bell. That would be good for under eye concealer. I'm not thinking I would like the small ones. Maybe these more than this little tiny one. I don't know, I just feel like I'd rather use a big sponge and just get the application of my concealer on faster, but we will test it out. I don't know that I'll use every single sponge in this video, but let's try it. And lastly is the package for correcting dullness. So here's the pink sponge. I think out of all of them, I feel like the pink one, out of the bigger ones, these 3 bigger ones, I feel like the pink one's the softest. And it's a little bit bigger than the orange one. The orange one's a little bit more pointy. And then it also comes with these, which is very similar to the green and yellow shaped ones. It's pretty squishy. And then it has just this one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet these and I will be right back. I started going over each sponge after I wet it, and then I actually started putting on the foundation with it, with several of them. And then I realized my camera died. So none of that recorded, obviously. So Rinsed all of the sponges out to get some of the foundation out of them. Also because I felt some of them needed to be wet a little bit more. So let's go back through this again. So the green one got a lot bigger. It is nice and fluffy. I really like this one. It's nice and soft. The pink one is also really, really soft. I'm very happy about it, and it got a lot bigger. The orange one actually is really soft too. So I re-wet this one because I felt like it was still a little bit stiff, and I resaturated it with water and squeezed it out, and it's much softer now and much bigger. So I was a little worried about the orange one, but it actually got bigger once I saturated it some more. And then this yellow one is nice and soft. Some of these, like you will see when I squish it, it almost takes a little while for it to kind of fluff up. I don't know if it's because some of them still need to be wringed out a little bit. I got my towel here so I can wring some of them out a little more. I did wash a few of them with soap, the ones I had used for the foundation that didn't record. And then, let's see, this yellow one, even though I resaturated it, it's still having some issues. Do you see how like weird shaped it is now? This part right here is still very dense, and then this little tip got nice and fluffy, which is why it's kind of deformed. Do you see that right there? Yeah, this one, I re-wet it and it's still doing that. So I'm not really sure if I should wet it again and wring it out, or if it's just kind of defective. I mean, it's still usable for like under the eyes and using the tip, but this part's still pretty dense. These purple ones are a little like this one. Huh, that one's interesting. I don't remember what that one looked like before, but it looks like it has a little bit of a slant, but it's still rounded out. And then this purple one's kind of the situation with that yellow one where it's kind of oddly shaped, or it's kind of deformed a little bit after wetting it. Like some of it's a little more dense than the rest. It's like some of it didn't get, some of it didn't fluff up enough almost. And then these little ones right here actually came out really nice. This one's actually, these are actually bigger and really nice and soft and squishy, so I'm really happy about it. Here's my beauty blender, and in comparison, I would say they're pretty similar. Like, they're both very soft and squishy. Yeah, I don't know, they feel really good. Despite the few of them that kind of got weird, like these two here are the ones that are mostly the problem. So they didn't fluff up totally, only like part of it got fluffy and the rest of it's pretty dense. So I'll have to see if they improve like with more use, more wetting them. I don't know, it's kind of strange. But I did notice when I was rinsing them out, it felt almost like I had lotion on my hands where it was really slick. Like if you put lotion on and then you wet your hands, it feels like really slimy. That's what all of these felt like when I rinsed them out, and I think it's because they have a vitamin E in them. So maybe that's also why these two kind of got weird when they got wet. Maybe that vitamin E is kind of saturated in certain parts of the sponge and it didn't rinse out very well. So we'll see with more use, but for now I'm pretty happy with most of them. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Vanilla. And I'm going to start with the green sponge and I'm going to apply it to this side of my face. I'm going to use the flat edge. So I like flat edges on these sponges to do foundation. It just pats it in really nicely. You can bounce it on the skin and it covers a lot of surface area. I'm going to do my forehead with the orange one, so I'm just going to stick to this side of my face for this sponge. So yeah, I really like this green one. It's nice and spongy and soft, and I like the flat edge to pounce my foundation in, and it covers a lot of the face. And you could also use this side to like do under eye concealer. I go ahead and do the pink one on the other side of my face. So I already had done this, but it didn't record, so I already know that I like the pink one as well. The shape of this one reminds me of the new L'Oreal sponge, which I don't own, but I have seen it. It looks similar to that one. So this one's also really good for foundation. I feel like it bounces off the face a little bit more than the green one, just because it does have that rounded edge. And I really like this foundation. Why haven't I been using this? Oh my god, it's so pretty. And it's a yellow undertone, which makes me so happy. This foundation looks so good. Oh, I love that. Alright, so really like the pink one as well for foundation. It bounces really nice off the skin. I like that it has this little indentation here so that you can hold it like this. I don't know, it's just a really nice one for foundation. Now I'm going to use the orange one. Obviously these said they were for color correcting, but it really doesn't matter. Like I said, you can make your own rules up. I'm just trying different ones for foundation. I'm going to try different ones for concealer and maybe a little bit of color correcting. So this one works well too for foundation. It's a little smaller than the pink one. But I think I like the pink one and the green one best. I like them big when I'm doing a full face of foundation. So let me just give you a little comparison in the size. The Beauty Blender might be a slight bit softer, just a slight bit, but these are pretty soft because I've used a lot of sponges and a lot of times knockoffs can be pretty dense, but these ones feel pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to take this new product from Hard Candy. This is one of the new items I was talking about that was on that end cap. This is the Color Correct Expert Cream in Peach. It's for dark circles and spots. It's for fair to light skin tones. It's like a peachy color. They did have one that was like an apricot or an orange. I think it was actually called orange. It was a lot darker. But I have a light complexion, so I got this one. So I'm just going to apply this right here. You can see I have a little bit of darkness because I'm a mom and I just don't sleep like I used to, so I never used to have dark circles. So just going to apply some of that there. I'm going to take this little one here and I'm going to use the flat end. I've never been interested in trying like little micro beauty blenders or micro sponges. I don't know, I just rather get it over with a big sponge, but you know, since these came in a pack and they were so affordable, I thought, why not try them out? So I think it's lifting the foundation off my face actually. I'm going to try this little one that looks like a bell on the other side of my face. They work and they're nice and soft. I don't know why it's kind of lifting my... I might be the color corrector itself that's lifting the foundation. But we're just kind of testing these sponges out, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go in with this pink one from Hard Candy. It's the one that corrects dullness and neutralizes shallowness. And I'm just going to put this right here. So those little ones did the job. I think I still prefer a bigger sponge just to do it faster. So I'm going to use the purple one this time. I'm going to use this one that looks a little weird. I don't remember it being this shape before, but maybe it was. I thought it was more like this one. Maybe it didn't have a straight cut. Maybe it was a little bit more tapered. But we're going to try this one. I like this one, how pointy it is to get in that inner corner. See, this is like a preferred size here over those little tiny ones. They do work, and if you're somebody who likes little micro sponges, I think you would like those other ones because they really are soft and bouncy. But for me, I prefer this. Alright, so I tried that purple one, that works well. Oh, here it is. So this purple one is the one that had a slant, like a real straight cut there. And then it has this pointy side, so I'm going to try the slanted part. The slanted part is the part that feels still a little bit more dense than the rest of it. It didn't quite get evenly puffy, but it's still doing the job. And I'm just pressing very lightly on my skin. so now I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair. It's a little bit too light. I need to go up a shade. They do have more lighter shades now, I think. I need to purchase one. This one's just super, super light on me. So I'm just going to use this yellow one. This one's for correcting redness, but my foundation and everything really does that, so I don't feel like I need to ever really color correct too much other than under my eyes. So I'm just going to blend this out with the yellow one. See how light that is? Oh my gosh, it's so light. But I think I really like those hard candy color correctors because I like the finish of them. They're not like thick or drying under the eye. They're nice and almost a little bit radiant, and they blend out really nice. So I'm going to use this pointed side just to blend a little bit more under the eye. So I really like this little yellow one with the flat edge because it gets nice and crisp, especially like if you did winged liner or like you're cleaning up your eyeshadow. And you can get the same effect with the purple one. It's just kind of not very fluffy where the flat edge is. This one got nice and fluffy all around. So I'm actually really impressed with these. For $5, getting 3 to 4 sponges, that's a really good price. Because even I think like the L'Oreal sponges, aren't those like maybe around $7, $8 each? And you only get 1 sponge. Whereas these you get 3 to 4 sponges for $5. Like I would continue to purchase these if they like get torn or they just kind of break down over time. Because we're always looking for something that's comparable to the Beauty Blender, but it's nice to have different shapes of sponges, I think. I'm gonna put a little bit there. So this little one. No, I don't like that one. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, it's just too small for these areas. So I'm just gonna go back with the yellow one. I really like this one. So we're really going to test all these out. I'm going to use this Jordana Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick. And I have the shade in Light. I think I'm going to take the orange one and take the rounded side. Kind of lifted all of the product off of my face. I'm going to take this little purple one. It's a little bit smaller. I think that did a good job, right? Yeah, you can see it. I can see the shadow on the viewfinder. This one's still, I think it's still there. It's hard to see sometimes with all these like lights. Yeah, that purple one works good for kind of blending that out. I'm gonna take this little yellow one here. Take the other end of this. I feel like this video should have been a lot shorter than it's gonna be. But you guys like to see products in action, right? I mean, I know I do. All right, looks good. Blend this out a little bit here. Yeah, I think that blended it out nicely. Now, if it was a cream bronzer, not a cream bronzer, a liquid bronzer, I think it would be even better. I'm still not sure how I feel about this. I think sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. So just depends, I guess, what foundation maybe I mix with it. So I'm going to take my NYC Loose Translucent Powder. I think I'm going to take the yellow one with the flat edge, because the green one, it's a little bit big. So I like to use flat edges on the sponges to apply the loose powder under my eyes. I probably should have made sure my concealer didn't crease because it looks a little bit like it did under my eyes. Okay. And I'm actually just going to take the green one and do the rest of my face. It's nice and big. You can just do the entire face. Well, I finished my full face of makeup and I just wanted to give you my final thoughts on these. I think they're worth the $5. $5 is so cheap, especially for getting 3 to 4 different sponges. They're all different shapes, which is really nice. So the green and the pink one are my favorite for foundation for sure. And then I really like the orange one as well. For foundation, maybe in smaller areas, but I think under eye concealer would work well. I mean, this has multi-uses as well. And I really like the yellow one with the flat edge, because the flat edge is nice for blending out my concealer or using the pointy end to get right in the tear duct area or like around the nose, the bridge of the nose. It just is nice for small areas but also bigger areas with the flat side. So I really love that one. And then as far as the rest go, I do like them as well. I'm just not really into these really tiny micro sponges. Maybe they'll grow on me, I'm not really sure. And then as far as these three right here, these are the ones that got a little bit weird after wetting them. They're not evenly fluffed out, so maybe they'll improve with when I continue to wet them. I'm not really sure, but for the most part they still worked well. Like this pointy yellow one worked well for the under eye concealer or the bridge of the nose. It's just a little bit more dense towards the flatter edge here. I don't know why it didn't like fluff out. The purple one was actually really nice, but it's just a little bit dense towards that end, but that was good for blending out concealer as well. And I actually like this purple one right here. It's really pointy, gets right in the inner corner there. You could also blend out certain spots of concealer or like your contour. So overall, I'm really liking these. I think they're totally worth $5. I hope they're not limited edition. If I can find them on Walmart.com, I will link them down below, but $5, that's awesome. So these are a total hit in my opinion. I really, really like them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.